Hey everybody, it's Lizzie Girl here. I've decided to pull my readings from Instagram and, well, I've been forced to because I'm not allowed to do lives anymore because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. It's okay. We're gonna have fun here, and I can't do it here either because it almost let me, but I also don't have 50 subscribers. But we're gonna get there. We are gonna get there, and I'm gonna make sure. Hey! Move that in. We want honesty on this channel. We want some hilarity. I gotta figure out a better setup. But hey, life's life. Hasn't given me that opportunity yet. So stand up. This takes two. Okay. I got a glove over here. Okay. Welcome to this reading. Now, I don't normally do it unless Spirit tells me. For a while, Spirit told me that I needed to let people figure things out on their own, that they weren't deserving of it. Not necessarily that you guys don't deserve entertainment, but the people around me were attempting to use me. But we're going to do this today, happy, open. Everybody's going to let go of the past. We're not going to attack anybody. We're just here to breathe. And I'm going to do my best to do the same. So, what's happening in the next little while? What are we doing right now? Well, the words I was getting from Spirit was that we are creating our own turmoil. So, something I've noticed technically over the last little while is that people actually have it better than they think they do. And everyone's so emotionally involved in everything in such a big way. Excuse me, because it's getting them attention. It feels cathartic. It feels amazing. It feels good to get all that negative energy off your chest, but if you're getting that negative energy off your chest constantly, then it's still not good for you. If all you are is negative energy flowing constantly, it's not releasing it really, it's just kind of cycling through the same energy over and over again, and it keeps your field in that mess, and it just hurts people around you. So that's why even when I'm really grumpy and I'm really like, fuck the world, I want everything to end, I still try not to stay in that mode. I'm naturally a bubbly, happy person. So here we are, Conundrum. I'm using my Cosmic Cat Wisdom Cards deck today, so we can have something light and fluffy to kind of keep us out of that state. I also find that tarot cards get into a rut, and people get into a rut with tarot, so that's why I use Oracle or these fun little cards. Like, you can read, if you're a real card reader, you can read anything. It doesn't have to have rules. It doesn't have to be tarot, so don't even think that. You can do whatever you want, hun. Oh, jeez. So, we have Conundrum. We have put, this is exactly what I was saying, right? We have put ourselves into a conundrum. Look around you. If you shut off that Instagram, shut off that YouTube, shut off that TikTok, if you stop reading the news, and you know what? I know so many people who claim that they don't watch the news, but then they go on to online and then they watch even more curated, cherry-picked clips of what they feel like watching. So no, you guys you're not staying out of it. You're not doing what you say you're doing. Just because you don't watch the MSNBC or the CNN or the CBC, just because you're not on their channels doesn't mean you aren't watching the news. You're watching it in a different form. So stop claiming that. Stop lying. The universe is asking us to stop lying to ourselves and our friends. It is okay if you stick yourself in a corner and need to get out. All you have to do is breathe. All you have to do is stop overthinking. And I know that's hard. It sounds so very hard to stop overthinking, but really what you're doing is trying to rewire your brain from what has been wired over the last 5 or 6 years. all this COVID stuff, people weren't really productive with their time. Yeah, you got some people that got a few new hobbies, crocheting went up, but obsession obsession over these things still created a problem. So what we're trying to get out of is that rut that we have all been put into. We are always thinking about finances, we are always thinking about death, we are always thinking about what's wrong, what woe is me, and we need to get out of that. We've gotten nasty. All of us have, myself included. It became a point where we have influenced each other's negative energy so much that it feels like we need to be that way to survive. And even when you're not that type of person, if you're shoved in a corner and you're stuck in that energy, even if your group says they aren't that way, even if you feel self-righteous and above all the other negative people in the world, you're not doing it. I'm not seeing it in everyday life. I am always constantly trying to pull myself away from that, and every time I recorrect myself, it's almost like it offends the energy of those around me, because we have gotten into this headspace that tells us that we are stuck and everything is wrong. But let me ask you, if you have a roof over your head consistently, if you have food, if you have people to go to, even if you don't necessarily like or agree with them with everything, are you okay though? Are you on the street? Are you addicted to something? Is there something really wrong in your life? You might not have $1 billion. You might be living paycheck to paycheck. You might have had to put that credit card down a little bit too much on that tappy tap, but that's what it's there for. We've been shoved into a corner, and since we have experienced the worst of this, we are not noticing the little things that are changing, the little good things here and there. Maybe carrots go down in price a little bit. Maybe something's better at work. Maybe someone complimented you today. It doesn't, if you're still able to go through your regular routine without it changing, then you don't have anything to worry about. You need to start enjoying that. You're allowed to start enjoying that. And here we go. Here's comfort. Enjoy the comfort of your things. You don't need more. You don't need to keep spending more. What I'm realizing now is that we are in a manufactured recession. And that both means that the higher ups are manufacturing it, but it also means that we are keeping ourselves stuck in it. The thought that we don't have anything, but that we deserve things, we deserve treats, we deserve entertainment, we deserve this, we deserve that. Yes, we deserve a treat once in a while, but we need to pull back and be comfortable in what we have. We already have enough. I know I have enough. I've got plenty of games to play. I've got plenty of food in the fridge. I've got plenty of nice clothes. There's lots of nice things I can look at. And yes, I splurge once in a while. And I'm definitely the person that will give gifts without ask when I have a little extra, because I like putting that sparkle on somebody's eye and reminding them of things that they love again. But we do not have to be out spending money all the time. We need to get back to a place where we can go home and enjoy our home. Well, enjoy what we have. We are in a worse position because we are not doing that. We are constantly on the go. We are blaming everything on our surroundings, blaming everything on our parents, our friends, blah, blah, blah. And we hold grudges too much for no reason. So, these grudges, we can feel them. I'm not the type of person. Oh, it says bury, don't carry. Bury, don't carry. I love these texts. I am not the type of person that holds grudges over little things. In fact, I love the intense emotion of getting through a grudge. I love it when I don't get along with somebody and then we end up talking and blossoming a friendship. We have to get back to that. We have to get back to understanding. And what I'm seeing now, and I was thinking about this before I even started the video, people are holding grudges over the littlest things. It is such an easy emotion for people to have now, and it seems like you're defending yourself, but you're really not. Like, say somebody likes something that you don't like. This is what I see at work and in life and going to the grocery stores. What do you think and feel when somebody tells you that they like something that you don't like? What should we do in that situation? Oh, you can say, oh, that's nice, I don't jive with that. You can change the subject, you can move on, or you can ask them why they like it, and then that actually creates a better bond. Like, here, I was thinking about this today. I didn't realize that I had fallen into this, but I'd stopped getting my dried apricots for a very long time. And then this is something I eat in the morning because I'm not very hungry yet. This is something I eat right away. Now, what is your reaction to a dried apricot? Do you like it? Do you not? Does it make you angry? I didn't realize I'd stopped doing it because casual conversations, I brought up I like them. And of course, the reaction I got was, I hate that. I can't do that. And then they would go into a rant, and then it would remind them, that rant would remind them of something else that they hate. And then they continue going on. And then I'm standing there going, I wish I didn't say that because this rant just happened. They're getting angrier and angrier. They're getting more flustered. But see, this is our reaction now to things. And I do my best not to do that to people. But it starts to come out because it's contagious when we act like this. It's contagious when everyone is around us doing the same thing. I hate this. I hate that. I don't like this. Why aren't you doing it this way? Why aren't you liking the thing that I like? This is much better than what you like. We need to stop that. Stop it. Now, I know that a lot of people aren't going to like that I say stop it, because that also activates some kind of offense that then holds a grudge. But we need to stop. Somebody has to step up and be the one that stops it, and I don't care anymore. I have been in the background enjoying all these things to myself, but it's lonely. If you want to cultivate friendships, you cannot be defensive during conversation like that. It's not the right response for something that isn't hurting somebody. So next time, that it doesn't have to be apricots. It can be a game. It can be a video game that you don't like. It can be a movie you don't like. It can be a flower you don't like. Don't let that destroy a potential relationship. And don't think that that relationship has to be anything more than acquaintanceship at the very surface level. But if you want to walk through the world easier, you cannot be so vengeful all the time. You cannot be so standoffish all the time. This antisocial club fucking phenomenon, this trend that's going on that I see on t-shirts, this attitude, it's not even antisocial, because the people that I see touting this thing are always socializing. They're always talking. They're always texting. They're always needing attention. And then they're the ones that as soon as you need something for a minute, that's when they don't answer. So it's not necessarily that they're not around their phone enough. And I don't care. I don't care when you text me back. I know people are busy and they have lives, but you can tell a certain pattern when you are needed. The conversation goes on forever, but when you need someone else, that's when it doesn't happen. And that's not fair. These antisocial people, I think it's really just, it's almost like a rebellion kind of thing. It's kids that haven't grown up past high school. It's mean girl energy. It's giving the permission to treat people however and as badly as you want, with no consequences. And then when you whine and you cry that you're lonely, you really don't know why. Stop lying to yourself. The antisocial people are the ones that need the most attention all the time. They're the ones that are flipping out at work. They're the ones that are flipping out in the middle of the grocery store. They can't handle life because they have pushed everybody away. And they've made it their personality. There's a certain point where it becomes your personality. So just be. If you come across people like this, I know it's hard because if you're like me, you're a social butterfly. You love the little actions of the day, interactions of the day, sorry, and you cannot stop doing it. But just be. Choose non-action. If you come across somebody like this, cut them off. Do not be afraid to block them if they have found you on the internet. If you found them originally on the internet, then that shouldn't even be a question. If as soon as they start upsetting you, block them. I don't care if the reason is good or not, block them. We need to start cutting people off. These cord cutting things, these ceremonies that you're doing, if you're continuing to contact that person and there is no reason why you should be contacting them, then the cord cutting's not going to work. It might feel a little good. You might feel a little relief for a little bit. But if you do a cord cutting ceremony and then you go on to allow that person or yourself to be continuing to keep that conversation and that relationship going in the background, and I know you are because you're denying it, and you can tell when someone's denying it because you hear about it all day, just stop. Just be. Your actions will be difficult. Sometimes it's hard to just be. I love just being. It's my favorite time. It's my favorite time of the day when nobody's around and I just figure things out and I sit in silence and I enjoy the things around me. It's only difficult for people who need constant attention, for people who haven't learned how to deal with their temper tantrums at a young age. Because what I'm seeing now is there's a lot of mental illness going around, and yet each person, there's no real difference to me what these people are doing to people who have been given a mental label and people who haven't. It's really just spoiled brat. It's really just a temper tantrum that has gone on since they were a child. It's because the parents and the adult figures in their life were not able to teach them how to come down from that temper tantrum, and so it just continuously throughout their whole life, and then that creates those personality disorders eventually. So it's not all born with this way kind of deals, right? It's not all chemical. This is all something that you let yourself continue into, and the people around yourself let yourself continue into. We can do that mind over matter thing. There's so much that is a lot more easier to deal with than what the world tells you it is. And if you get some kind of diagnosis like this, you do not have to let it be who you are. You are not, this is not the end of it. This is not, nothing's going to get better. You need to work on yourself. You need to start to retrain your brain. It's not to say that every mental illness is fixable by behavioral therapy, but there's ways that most of this stuff needs more therapy before it's even given. I'm noticing far too much discrepancies in them. It's really, and I can see that these symptoms aren't showing the way that they should for these things. And I really don't want to say anything specific because I don't want anyone to think I'm coming after them. But where am I going with this? Come on, Spirit. You were leading me there and then we dropped off. Wisdom. A lot of this constant temper tantrum, mental illness stuff that I'm talking about really comes from feeling stupid inside. I know it does because you tell me that constantly. um, you've learned more at this point. Stop and take yourself and come back into that being and sit down with yourself and write and ask yourself what you've learned over the years. Ask yourself what it is that you know. And this doesn't mean to be arrogant with it. We got to take the arrogance out of our knowing. Simply remind yourself that you are not stupid. Stupid is a very specific thing. And there are stupid people out there. But just because we're acting stupid doesn't mean we are stupid. And if we continue to call ourselves stupid, if we continue to keep ourselves in that spiral, then we are not going to get out of it. We are going to continue getting angrier and meaner and more defensive and further away from ourselves. But really what we are doing is ignoring the fact that we do know things. What we have to accept at this point as we get older is that we all know different things. And it's our differences that make conversations interesting. And you cannot compete over other people's knowledge. You just have to be. See? That all came around. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling now, and I'm in that state of half intuitive, half I need to eat. So I'm going to end this soon, but we're going to take one little more card here. One more card. And 2 more cards. Okay. Oh. So we got comfort again. I have been shuffling. You have been seeing. But it's in reverse this time. And we also have release, let it go. So releasing and let it go is not going to feel comfortable at first. It's going to be scary for you because you're not used to doing it. Now, the one reason I like to use the word release and let it go rather than surrender is because surrender is a big thing. Surrender is something I don't like to do. There's a lot of negative energy out there, and I'm one of those never give up, never surrender types. I got that from Galaxy Quest, not Charlie Kirk, and that makes me think that Charlie's a little bit of a nerd, but we'll see. And release and let it go. That is better. Releasing and letting it go is not surrendering. Surrendering to me, who is a spiritual warrior, the word surrender means something very different to me, and I have seen it do very different things to people. I've seen it do the same specific thing to people. Surrendering allows negative energy to bombard you. It allows things to attack you. Surrendering is taking that white flag in the war. That is not what we are doing. As spiritual warriors, we cannot surrender, but we can release and let go. That is healthier. That is safer. It's not going to be comfortable for some of you, but you're going to be able to do it. Just remember that you can do it, and that moment will pass. And remind yourself to breathe, because a lot of us hold our breath when we're doing these things, and we shouldn't. We know that breath work is important, and we need to keep reminding ourselves to breathe, especially in these releasing instances. So, anyways, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for coming to my YouTube. I hope that I can get back into this, and I know I will, because I feel like this is different. We can do this. We can do this. Everything's going to be okay. Enjoy your stuff more. Enjoy your surroundings. I think that is a consistent theme in my readings. It's enjoy your stuff more. You have tons of stuff. I know most of you do. Love you all. Bye.